at the Caucus, and here's one of her. Oh, come here. She's being nominated. She's winning an award. I love this lady. You know what? She runs the show. I'm not kidding you. She gets us all here. No one deserves this more. This precious woman, she wouldn't even take a second for herself. So I love you. And
So glad you're here.
we'll see her inside.
There you go.
I've done this before. I do this for the kids. They're great here. I saw your movie. As you know, I was there.
Yes, for
with screening
Windows on
with
the
your
World.
son. Fabulous.
I love that.
So what's happening?
We're looking for the distribution of Windows on the World, and we should probably get someone by the end of this next week.
Good. And
You know, the only thing I would ever say to anyone that wanted to get into this business is that once you decide to really passionately get involved in it, don't give up. Stay inside of it and go for it until the day you die, unless you want to go do something else. But if you have passion for it, just stay with it. It's a very difficult business, but at the same time, it's so rewarding. I disciplined myself to do the things I love to do when I didn't feel like doing. That became very important to the
study.
everything.
Do everything.
Yeah, in that respect, the studying is incredible. But
Do you teach?
of course,
You
my
do.
life is that.
Are you teaching acting?
I teach, life.
Tell the kids about what they can
Well-
do on a MerrieWay day, and we're
For anybody who has aspirations for anything, whether it's a doctor, a lawyer, producer, director, writer, don't ever give up. Don't take no for an answer. Listen to your parents, they're usually right, and enjoy your life.
oh, and that's what you're doing.
It's true.
Thank you so much for
You're welcome.
everything. Hello there, Merrie Lynn Ross, and you're on a MerrieWay Day. A lot of kids watch us about Gary Levine. You are with Showtime, and congratulations
Thank you.
for your nod. What would you recommend to a young person to do what you did, like really go where you can go?
You know, I think you can't come into this business for the glamour. You gotta come in and do the grunt work and pay your dues. And while you're doing that, whatever that means, as a production assistant, as an assistant on the desk, whatever it takes to get a foot in the door. And while you're doing the work that gets you in the door, then on the side you've got to be doing your filmmaking, you've got to be writing your scripts and getting them seen by the people you get to know. And if they're good, there's a hunger for new talent.
Last year, or do you think I'm going to really have a good year ahead of me? I'm not sure, but when you honor me as an exec, it does make me think about the incredible execs who hired and guided me to get here. Starting with Barbara Corday, and then Stu Bloomberg, and Chad Hoffman, and Bob Iger, Tony Jonas, and Jerry Offsay, and Bob Greenblatt, and David Nevins. I have learned from some of the best. And getting this honor from an organization that's comprised of writers and directors and producers really makes it extra sweet. I mean, look, I got a great job. I spend my days working with extraordinary writers and directors and producers and help them realize the best version of their stories. And I'm so lucky to be doing it at Showtime, where the mandate is simply do great work, do programming of quality and depth and distinction. And when you take that mandate and you get to work with singular talents like David Lynch and Sacha Baron Cohen and John Wells and Ben Stiller and Eileen Chaikin and Howard Gordon and Alex Ganza and Lena Waithe, and I could go on forever. I mean, how great is that? Incredible. I am really grateful that the caucus does acknowledge an executive each year on behalf of my fellow suits. I thank you. But I think it's only fair that this honor really is dedicated to the artists. Yes, we help, and sometimes I'm an editor, and sometimes I'm a guide, sometimes I'm a cheerleader, and occasionally I'm a shrink.
Everybody out there, just be passionate about what you do and love it, and you'll be just fine.
I agree, and I'm going to get in with you.
There you go.
We're little girls, so
There we
we
girls.
down here.
I know.
Love
I
you,
know.
honey, and
Love
thank you
too.
so much.
Thank you for all you do. And you're fabulous. Thank you for coming, dear.
From some incredible mentors. Bridget Potter, Betty Bitterman, Sheila Nevins, Stu Smiley, and most enduringly, Chris Albrecht. I watched how they supported artists to do their best work. They taught me that the value of detailed creative conversations were essential, but also that in these endeavors there isn't a right and a wrong, only opinions, and that my job is to offer mine as a suggestion, but not a mandate. They let me work on show after show so I could temper my instinct with experience. Slowly I gained confidence in my point of view, but I also learned the value of keeping quiet so creators could do what we hired them for. And from Chris, I learned how to share credit and take blame, which is an essential part of teamwork and frankly makes the whole thing much more fun. I owe some of my biggest thanks to the teams that have brought me on since setting out of my network job. I've hitched my wagon to some beautiful stars. David Benioff and Dan Weiss, Craig Mazin, David Simon, David Milch, and also my fellow producers, Bernie Caulfield, Zana Wallenberg, Greg Feinberg, Alan Poole, and Jane Featherstone, just to name a few. In honoring me, you honor them, and all the teams I have been lucky enough to be a part of. Thank you all so very much.
Back to go back to running my PR business, which brings me here to today. And I just, first of all, Tanya Hart, I want to thank you for encouraging me to interview for the caucus, and then they hired me as the public relations director in 2016. Bob Papazian, thank you for taking a chance on me, because I know you didn't want me. You had somebody else for this job. But it turned out you are now like one of my biggest supporters, and I thank you for that. Chuck Freeze, who isn't here today, I have to thank you because you welcomed me with open arms and you taught me so much about the television world. And to the late Lee Miller, who I worked closely with on my first Caucus Awards in 2016, and he allowed me to pick the host, Jim Pinkins Jr. Art Sims, my brother, and Sylvia, my sister-in-law, thank you for all your support throughout the years. And to my nephew, Art Sims Jr., who can't be here today because he's in school at University of San Diego, I want to thank him because he gives me hope that the next generation will continue to run this world with common sense. And see, his generation doesn't see color. Now, my dream is to get back into TV, but this time it's going to be scripted. So, don't be surprised if you get a call from me, and I won't be surprised if I get a call from you, because I got a lot of great ideas. Thank you.
Hey, say to MerrieWay Day, up the way, your way. Sun is up, happy, happy, happy day. Love, love, love.